Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Filmy Recap. Today I am recapped the 355 movie. The film opens somewhere south of Colombia. Crime boss Elijah Clark meets with a local drug lord, Santiago, and his son Geronimo, who presents him with a superweapon that is capable of accessing networks and laptop systems all round the world. They demonstrate it by means of controlling a plane flying overhead. Impressed with the weapon, Clark and his goons kill Santiago and Geronimo and strive to take it for himself. But police quickly raid the area, forcing Clark to flee. Government agent Luis Rojas finds the drive containing the weapon, and he takes it. Back at the CIA headquarters in Langley, the higher-ups analyze about Luis taking the drive and that he is inclined to sell it in order for him and his household to get away to safety. Director Larry Marks approaches Agent Mace Brown and her accomplice Nick Fowler about recovering the drive. The two graph a cover story in which they are a couple on their honeymoon, however there is a legitimate enchantment between the two agents. Mace and Nick travel to Paris and go to a cafe. The place Luis is waiting to make a drop. Their bag is intercepted by means of another agent, Marie Schmidt, who is posing as the cafe server. Mace chases after Marie whilst Nick runs after Luis. Mace follows Marie all the way down into the subway where Marie manages to hop on a teach and get away, but she is dismayed to discover that the package she obtained was the cash that Mace and Nick were going to supply Luis. Meanwhile, Nick chases Luis through the streets. However, he loses Luis and ends up in an alley where he is confronted through Clark and one of his goons, who ask Nick if he has the drive. He tells them no. Luis goes to his room where he is met with the aid of a psychologist, Graciela Rivera. She tries to ask him where he is maintaining the drive, as she knows he can believe her. At the same time, Marie meets with her boss, Jonas Muller, as they accumulate their information on Mace and Nick. Despite Jonas making an attempt to keep Marie the place she currently is, she persuades him to let her go after the drive. Mace returns to Langley. The place Marks tells her that Nick was shot dead, leaving her distraught. Marks tells Mace to go and discover the drive herself. She travels to London to reunite with an historic friend, cyber intelligence specialist Khadija Adiyim. After sitting through a presentation of hers, Mace tries to get Khadija to be part of her on the mission, but she says she is finished with the work they used to do. She is living fortunately in London with her partner Abdul. After Mace explains the severity of the mission and why the force falling into the wrong arms could lead to World War III, Khadija helps Mace accumulate intel on Marie and Luis to track the latter. Mace and Khadija music Luis and Graciela to a factory, where Marie is additionally looking for them. As they begin closing in on Luis, one of his fellow agents turns on him and shoots him, whilst Mace fights Marie. Khadija goes after the shooter, who gets away on a boat after being pursued through Mace and Marie. Graciela stays by Luis's aspect as he dies, and he gives her a cell phone that can be unlocked with her fingerprint. Marie finds Graciela and brings her to a safe house, however they are found via Mace and Khadija. Mace and Marie have a standoff that is quelled by Khadija as they agree to put their variations aside to work together. Using Luis's telephone and Graciela's fingerprint, Khadija tracks the shooter to Morocco. The ladies go to Marrakesh and music the villain in a market. After following him through a crowd and managing to get by means of unnoticed, they intercept the drive and get it to safety. Khadija decrypts what is on the drive, and they later prepare to hand it over to Marks. Afterward, the ladies go out for drinks. The place they bond and learn that Marie's father used to be a double agent for Russia and that she had to turn him in. Back at CIA HQ, a girl enters and attacks Marks earlier than shooting him dead. The girls later watch information reviews of a couple of aircraft crashes and energy grids being shut down in two cities. They recognize that the force has certainly fallen into the incorrect hands. They return to HQ to locate Mark's useless earlier than different CIA agents, led by means of Grady come to get them. The girls get the gain and disarm the retailers earlier than making their getaway. They detect the shooter and take him captive to pry facts out of him. Marie shoots him in the leg, the place he may want to bleed to dying until he tells them what they favor to hear. The shooter relents and tells them about an public sale occurring. In Shanghai, they put a tourniquet on him so he won't die. The group heads to Shanghai to go to the public sale in disguise. One thug tries flirting with Graciela, who is gaining her first ride in the field. Mace is additionally amazed when she discovers that Nick is alive. However, she quickly learns that he is working with Clark and is there for the pressure himself. Mace fights one of his goons whilst Nick sits in for the auction. He later finds that the female who killed Marks is with her father as they preserve the drive. He takes the pressure after shopping for it simply as police arrive when Marie creates an explosion. The lady then calls the officers off and brings the female to meet with her. The female introduces herself as Lin Mi Sheng, an agent with China who has additionally been monitoring the drive. She informs the women that Marks used to be in on the scheme with Clark. Lin and her father have gathered intel on various criminals who had been at the auction, such as the one who was once flirting with Graciela. Lin additionally exhibits that she has the actual drive. When Clark finds that Nick doesn't have the drive, he has his guys beat Nick up. Nick and his goons later music the women to their protected house. They exhibit them separate displays displaying at his guys have also placed Abdul, Jonas, and Graciela's husband and children, and they are all being held at gunpoint. Nick indicates he is now not messing round via having his guys kill Lin's father, Jonas, and then Abdul. However, the women relent and supply him the pressure earlier than they can kill Graciela's family. Nick and his guys take the drive, as properly as Lin so she can function the drive. After the girls grieve their losses, they unravel to go after Nick when they locate that Lin's glasses have a digital camera that permits them to see the place she is going. Nick brings Lin to his motel and forces her to decrypt the drive, whilst the relaxation of the crew tears an assault. They interact in a shootout with Nick's goons, and Lin manages to combat lower back as well. After killing most of them, Mace fights Nick, who shoots Marie in the shoulder and almost kills Mace earlier than Graciela shoots him. Authorities come to arrest the women, however Khadija destroys the force first. 2 months later, Nick tracks Clark down and shoots him dead. He weasels his way again into the CIA as the new director, with Grady assisting him song down Mace and the others seeing that they are mentioned as being on the run. Mace subsequently finds Nick herself in his domestic and is joined through Khadija, Graciela, Marie, and Lin. They slip Nick a poison in his drink and inform him they sketch to flip him in to be positioned in a global jail for his crimes. The female depart and section methods till they are known as to work collectively again.